Good evening and welcome to BB on Blast with me, Lindsay, aka Light at VM. This is probably the only UK show presented by a lone female about BBOTT. I might be going out on a limb saying that, but I'm pretty sure no one else in the whole of England is watching this shit. I'm not even sure I'm watching it, but I have been watching bits and bobs. Right, here's where I'm at. You know I'm always behind. So I've caught some of the little recap things, some of the live feed clips. I haven't watched any live feed proper, but I watched all the housemates videos. I watched them going in, and oh, Jesus Christ, so professional. It's mind you, at least this cat is still with us to meow. So what the state I'm at is I'm up to where the veto is. I don't know who won the veto, but after that I'm gonna just start watching the live feed just like you guys do, and I'm gonna be like up to date. But for now, I'm kind of behind, and I've not listened to one single podcast about this. In fact, the podcast I'm listening to at the moment is Rob's backyard interview with Paul and Nicole and that. So that's where I'm at with podcasts because I'm so far behind. But I did enjoy Rob. How rude he was being to people in his interviews. The best bit was when he said to Corey, "Do you think Nicole dragged you along as a goat? And did you worry she was going to throw you in the fire or something?" It was just, it was so just sneaky. It was brilliant. Anyway, so, I just want to say thanks to Ren Thrask on Twitter. You should follow him, because he gave me kind of the little scraps that I have watched. And I also found a few via Gimpy on Pirate Bay. So, good old Gimpy, he always comes through. So, I've got mixed feelings about all this, but at first I was quite down on it, and then as time went on, I got more into it. So, okay, here's what I've worked out so far. Here are the rules, such as they are. Right, America chooses the winner. That's a mistake. I don't know if there's an America's Favourite Player. I'm presuming not, because it's a cheap budget. The jackpot? That's not the right word, is it? The prize fund is $250,000, which seems fair. It's not even on TV. The public, idiot American general public, have an impact on nominations and evictions, and we saw a bit of that as time went on. There is no jury because America chooses the winner. So with no jury, that leads me to think, is there less backstabbing? Are people going to be nicey because America's watching? It opens the door to that. Does Jason have an advantage, for example, because people know who he is? Is he like the Alyssa of this season? And another thing I heard on the grapevine, although I've not looked on Twitter yet either, although I will in the next couple of days, was that the diary rooms, they show the diary rooms on the live feed. That sounds good. I'd really like to see that. So I want to catch up with that soon and see how that works. So that's my basic grasp of the rules so far. I think, to be honest, they're just making it up as they go along. So I think the rules will unfold along the way. And until then, we'll just wait and see. So let's have a look at the 13 house guests. So there was just a show where they showed basically the house guests' intro videos. There was no sign of them actually getting a key or anything like that. I suppose they'd just like get an Uber or something. I don't really know how it works now. So first person we were introduced to was Whitney. She's a cowgirl. She had a very strong accent. I haven't mastered her accent yet, but she is definitely one who it's going to be quite easy to do an impression of. She said she's the female Donnie, and you remember how good my Donnie impression used to be, right? She has a boyfriend, and I think that was about it. There seems to be quite a lot of people from the Deep South in this series, and that's fine by me. Next thing was Shane. He is a roofer. Now, we recently had a roofer on Celebrity Big Brother. Roofless. Shane has got long hair. He said something about an albino squirrel. Now, we know he likes squirrels. Jason Roy, squirrels. And Shane likes hiking and the outdoors, and he was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. So, you know, he's used to doors being shut in his face. Neely is next. She's black. She likes lots of wigs. She said she'll date brown and yellow as long as they have money. Okay, prostitute. Her dad has Alzheimer's. And now in BBUK this year, we had a contestant who did a lot of work with the Alzheimer's community. And she was also a porn star. Neely is 33, but she says she doesn't look it and she'll use that to her advantage. She kind of does look it. Fourth person is someone called Cornbread. Is that a usual name in America, or maybe it's a nickname? He's from the South. He's old. I don't know how old he was, between 40 and 50, I'd say. He loves shooting guns, and he won the Redneck Olympics 3 times in a row. I can only speculate what goes on at the Redneck Olympics. He said he won the belly flop championships. Well, I heard it was the award for sleeping with your own sister. I was going to try and think of something funny that he belly flopped into, but I think it was offensive. I was going along with sort of something to do with liberals, or I don't know. I couldn't quite make a joke out of it, so I shouldn't really have said anything. Shelby is a lawyer. She's young. She said, "I'm very pretty." That's a good thing to say about yourself. She graduated in 2 years instead of 3, and she's looking for a showmance. Now, I didn't like her in her intro video, but I like her in the house from what little I've seen. So she's one of my favourites so far. Justin is a restaurant owner. He's from New Orleans. He's mixed race. He's curly haired. He's got a goatee beard. He's got a curly moustache. I was getting kind of Lenny Kravitz sort of wardrobe vibes from him. But if you've ever seen True Romance, you know Drexel, Alabama's pimp, basically it's him. It ain't white boy day, is it? So I like him. He seems like a kind of a quirky sort of a character. So Justin is on my team, Lynn's. Chrissy. This is another one. These are quite good characters, actually. She's a rock star / waitress. That's always good. She's become famous because she was a waitress in a restaurant and someone filmed her being an absolute cunt. Basically, they said, "Can we have spaghetti?" And she said, "We don't serve spaghetti. Why don't you fuck off to an Italian restaurant?" I don't know about you, but I thought the custom was always right. Apparently not. She said she'd lost a lot of weight, so she did weightlifting to fill in the gaps, I guess, so she didn't have baggy skin. She's either going to be really good or she's going to be like Jen City and like promise a lot and then deliver fuck all. But I like her so far. I kind of like, she seems quite rude and, well, I find that quite appealing. Next up is Monty, who I'm calling Caleb because he's very much like Caleb of i.e. Beast Mode Cowboy from seasons past and Survivor. And he said, "I have a lot of layers," but I didn't really think it looked like he was wearing that many clothes. Insert canned laughter here. He says he sells medical equipment. That sounds boring. And he likes a girl with good assets. Now, he rather stole my thunder because he made his own full Monty joke, which is really annoying because obviously that's where all the podcasts in the world were going to go to with their titles. So, fuck you, Monty. Also, it's not spelt Monty like the full Monty. It's spelt Monte like, Bronte, I suppose. Next thing was Danielle. She's pretty. She's mixed race. She's a mother. She's going on about missing her son already. Yawn. And she plays flag football. I don't know what that is, but women who play football, no. And she's looking for her ride or die, or failing that, just the ride, I think, which is fair enough. I will. Scott is, well, actually, no, we're not, because Scott is a virgin. He's a debt collector. That's not a good combination of things. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm a virgin. It's like, well, I suppose I can overlook it. I'm a debt collector. Fuck off. He's 24 years old. He's like Ian Terry and Steve Moses without the looks. And he cold calls people for 40 hours a week. demanding money back, I guess. But if you took a look at him, you wouldn't be that scared. It's not like who was it? Old Squeaky Chris on BBUK, who was a debt collector. He actually looked like he might, rough you up a bit. This little idiot looks like a little gimp. And also, I've seen him wearing lipstick, and yeah, he's just, yeah. And also, when he went in the house, he was wearing a blue and yellow hoodie combination, and I'm putting that straight on the eek pile. He's the first person on the eek pile, so hope he's happy. Final two house guests, apart from the vet, was sisters Alex and Morgan. Now, Alex is a computer animator. She's pretty. She likes Pokemon. She's a gamer. She's strategic and athletic. I liked her. She was cute and she looks really young. I don't know how old they are. And then her sister Morgan is a publicist. She said the bigger the hair, the closer to Jesus. And she said she is a Christian/conservative, i.e. cunt. And she said that her and her sister would go after each other if they're in the house together. I thought, that's good. Like, you never ever see, you don't see Jedward turn on each other or Sam and Amanda, mainly because they're normally acting as one housemate. But I thought that would be really good to actually see siblings try and take each other out. But as it turns out, they've decided to work together, which is quite boring. But they do actually seem quite different. Like, this Alex, she didn't mention being a Christian conservative, so they look similar. Like, if you're in there, you would know, and Jason obviously knew, but they're not twins or anything. And then the final person in the house, Jason Roy, the J-Roy. Now, I don't know about you, but Jason's one of my favourite BBUS housemates ever. Just hearing his laugh makes me so happy. Just seeing him sitting out in the garden smoking cigarettes. I just love the way he talks. I love everything about him. Also, he follows me on Twitter, favourites my tweets, retweets me, He's obviously a man of taste. But it was just so nice to see him back in the house. But we'll come on to more about him anyway. So that's basically all the housemates thus far. But what happened to Josiah? Because I've not been on Twitter, I don't know what went on. What was the breakdown? Did we get the poll results? Was it like 80-20? Or obviously it's better to have Jason in there, but Josiah would have been good as well. Jose, isn't it? They should bring him in as well. But yeah, I would like to know if anyone knows what the breakdown of the votes are. But they probably don't tell you. It's like on BBUK, they don't tell you fuck all. So okay, so then we came to the housemates coming into the house. First off, I think, as I said, there's no Chembot to send you in. I don't know if they went in with their bags. I didn't actually see anyone's bags. They didn't go in groups, so they just went in individually. I don't know what the reason was for sending old Scott in first, the Geekazoid. Sorry, I'm getting confused with Freakazoids. But he was in the house on his own. It was very Big Brother UK style, where he was like wandering around. He's going, oh my God, you did all this in a few days. It's like after BBUK when it's CBB and it's like the celebrities go in and comment on like the changes to the house. But he was like, oh, I love the gold and silver in here. I was like, oh, you would like Celebrity Big Brother, because all they do is like give it a lick of gold paint after all the civilians have cleaned out all their condoms and snot rags. The couch definitely looks nicer than the crushed green velvet disgusting one, but this house does have a little bit of an IKEA feel. I mean, it's understandable because they haven't got as much budget. That was evident from the task. But yeah, was still nice. I'm glad they've got rid of those aeroplanes on the wallpaper for starters. So Scott said something about the Bulbasaur, isn't that something from Pokemon? So he'll probably like that, Alex. The thing that I watched was really badly cut together, but I suppose I should be just grateful that I even got to see it. Like, either the housemates came in or they just appeared. Someone said, oh, we need name tags. They would like BBUK because we have name tags, and the viewers even have names flash up on the screen, even about 2 months after you've been watching, just in case you're really mentally ill. And then Chrissy, she's the one, the rockstar waitress. She said she has tattoos that she's not allowed to show in the house. Swastika. And she said something was adorbs. I've not heard anyone say that for a while. Whitney come in. She said, I'm from Kentucky. are you from Kentucky? As if everyone in the house was going to be from Kentucky. Justin, aka Drexel / Lenny Kravitz, said, no, he didn't say anything. He just came in, but he gave everyone a very